Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Making Sense. And with me is Justin Wolf of Federal Credit Union and Forest Area Federal Credit Union. Justin, how are you doing today on this beautiful day?
Real good, Patrick. Nice to be here, and thanks to all our viewers for always tuning in. We appreciate having them check in with us just to hear what's going on.
Yeah, we should be doing this show outside today, though. That's the only thing. We'll
Yeah, it
have to
doesn't
work
get
on
much
that.
better.
All right, we're going to talk about business banking with Justin today. What is that? What is business banking?
It's just like banking for that each one of us does individually or personally, but it's for businesses. And I tell you what, in northern Michigan, drive around, look around, we have a lot of business in our area. There's big business, small business, medium-sized businesses, and at our credit union, just so many of the members that we have are out either running their own business as a self-employed individual, or they've got a little side hustle, small business, and those businesses need banking services just like the rest of us do, for handling our daily financial affairs.
So, our local financial institutions, they offer these services, business banking?
Absolutely. You don't have to be a business of a certain size to have a business checking account or to obtain business services that can be a little bit different than personal banking services. Most all of the local financial institutions in our area offer these services to one degree or another. So, if you're a business owner, large or small, or even if you're looking at just getting started into that little side hustle, talk to your financial institution. They probably have ways to help you out and get you started on that journey, not just doing the job, but doing the accounting piece on the back end and managing your money.
So I'm a small business owner. What can I expect if I want to establish a banking or business banking account?
So they are a little bit different than our personal accounts. You come in and open a personal account, we need to verify identity. We need to know who we're talking to. We're looking for photo ID. We're going to need a tax identification number, social security number. The same applies to a business. It's just to get started with a bank account for a business, the business needs to be established. So as a business owner, if you're not already established, you need to decide, how are you going to organize this business? And your financial institution may be able to talk you through some of that process, but generally we're always going to advise that you talk to a tax professional or possibly a legal professional to decide what is the best way to set up your business. From the very beginnings, you can start as simply as a DBA, doing business as, or you may want to register a little bit more broadly. It might fit your needs better to establish a limited liability company or an S corporation. And that's where you're going to have to rely on some trusted advisors to talk about what's best for you, what's best for your business, and what type of benefits or liability each of those different business types take. But then what's going to happen is when you come into your financial institution, we're going to need to verify the existence of that business. We're going to need to verify who's authorized to conduct or transact business on that account. So there's additional verification. I strongly encourage everyone that's considering doing this to reach out to their financial institution early on and talk about what types of things they need to bring with them, because the documentation that's needed to open these types of accounts is going to be a little bit different for each different type of legal entity, whether you're doing business as or a limited liability company, as a corp, and so on. And this can even extend onto nonprofit organizations, municipalities. Generally, all of these types can be served under the umbrella of business banking. But if you're looking to get started, again, reach out to your financial institution or even go to their website. Many of us are posting right on our website business banking services, business accounts, and you can usually find within a few clicks a list of the types of things you're going to need to bring with you, or have with you, or have at your fingertips in order to get these accounts open, which of course can be opened in person, a lot of times virtually, or through electronic means. Different financial institutions, of course, offer all sorts of different ways to get those accounts established. But usually, if you're a self-directed, kind of do-it-yourself person, stopping at the website of your financial institution and clicking around a little bit, you can get a checklist of things you're going to need to have on hand.
So, what features of technology are businesses looking for in terms of banking and business banking?
Well, banking has evolved for individuals and businesses over the years, of course. Um, Basic banking usually starts with a savings or checking account. Now, on our personal accounts, we often use checks, debit cards, direct deposit. Businesses are using many of those same things. But now think about businesses, and especially as they grow, their business services at a financial institution need to grow with them. In my personal account, maybe I'm swiping my debit card an awful lot. That's what I like to use the most. I'm buying gas and groceries and the incidentals. But now, if you have a business that's really high in transactions, they might, instead of, I don't know, I'm just going to guess, I haven't even looked at it. If personally I'm running 100 or so transactions a month, depending on how many times I swipe my debit card. I don't write many checks, but I bet it's nearly 100 in my personal account. A business account, they might have thousands upon thousands of transactions. Small business, it may start with 100, a few hundred, but as that business grows, it's going to get much more complex. And it's really important for businesses to track their income and their expenses, right? I can go out and swipe my debit card, and I should be balancing my checkbook and keeping an eye on it, and I do. But when you move from hundreds of transactions to possibly thousands, keeping track of that and knowing where to itemize those expenses becomes really important. So what businesses are doing is, so much of their transaction is electronic based. They really like their transactions coming in and going out electronically. ACH, Automated Clearinghouse, is one primarily used feature for doing that. That's a way for them to send and receive money, because in a business, I tell you what, accounts payable and accounts receivable management becomes really important. So not only do they need to make sure they're always balanced and that cash flow cycle is sufficient to meet their needs, they need to be able to categorize their income and those expenses also. So that brings me to another feature. A lot of times our businesses are looking for a way to connect their bank account to their accounting software, or their bank account to their accounting professional or tax professional, so that there's a smooth transition of that data from the financial institution into their financial statements, so that they can keep a regular eye on what their cash flow needs are. Because take a restaurant, for example, especially in northern Michigan, on wonderful weather weekends. They're really going to have to make sure their inventory levels on their food product is ready to go for the weekend, for those busy weekends. Even though many of our restaurants can be busy during the week also, so they're often talking about a heavy order at the beginning of the week to carry them for this big busy weekend that's coming, and they have to make sure they manage that cash. How are they going to handle that food order? Plus all of the overhead that comes with owning that restaurant, running it, the staffing, and then insurance and everything else. And they know they're going to get paid relatively quickly once they get through that weekend, because most of their stuff is oftentimes card swipes for payment at a restaurant. And so managing that electronically is really a big deal for businesses, and keeping accurate records of it is the second biggest.
Yeah. So, what resources are available for businesses seeking some guidance? And it sounds like you need an expert to help navigate this.
Well, you know what? That I love small businesses. I love all businesses, but small businesses are so exciting to work with because these folks are usually really passionate about what they're doing. And sometimes, it's that one handyman or that one carpenter, and he's the one man show, and he's the carpenter, he's the office manager, and he's the public relations director all in one. So they have to be able to roll in some of that expertise of each of those three areas to be successful and stay sound financially. So yeah, resources are important. If that business owner doesn't already have some of those skills to run that business financially, yeah, they're going to either have to develop them or seek some help. And I tell you, there's a lot of great resources out there. Start with trusted advisors and professionals, your financial institution, your tax advisor, and attorney if that applies. But there's also great resources locally that are low cost or no cost. And one that I can't speak enough about is the SCORE organization at SCORE, SCORE.org. This is a nonprofit organization that has mentorship programs. They have online resources. You can go and sit down with a mentor one-on-one and work through things. They have budgeting tools. They have business plan templates. They can help you through those processes. And interesting statistic in 2023, so last year, SCORE helped launch over 31,000 new businesses, and they figure that helped support and create around 152,000 jobs. And 120,000 of those new jobs were non-owner jobs, meaning, out of all those, I mean, these are small businesses that are starting up and actually putting jobs out in the workforce. So pretty cool organization, and those resources are out there for people to reach out to, and it's something that we recommend quite frequently. Either visit the website and start utilizing some of the free resources, webinars, workshops, and events, or reach out and seek a mentor and do some one-on-one work with them, because they'll bring up questions, ideas, and thoughts that maybe a new business owner hasn't thought of in the past, and can really help them through the process of making sure they're setting themselves up for success.
All right, Justin, great information on business banking tonight. We really appreciate your time. Just a reminder, if you just caught us and came in the middle of this conversation, you can go back and find it on X, on YouTube, and on Facebook at Up North Live. He's Jason Wolf from Forest Area Federal Credit Union. This is Making Sense. Justin, Mark will be back the next time, and we'll see you then.
All right. Thanks a lot, Pat.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.